In tonight with incredible new footage from the streets of Tehran and nearly every other city in Iran where massive crowds of regular people are taking a stand against their Islamo-fascist government. Now, I'm getting reports tonight around 2,000 innocent civilians already have been murdered in this government crackdown. Multiple reports now that morgues and hospitals are overflowing, but the protests continue. President Trump is backing their fight for freedom. Take a look.
Iran called to negotiate. Yesterday. The leaders of Iran called. They want to negotiate. I think they're tired of being beat up by the United States. Iran wants to negotiate, yes. We may meet with them. I mean, a meeting is being set up. But we may have to act because of what's happening before the meeting. But a meeting is being set up. Iran called. They want to negotiate.
Now, of course, with President Trump, these are not empty words. As Secretary of State Marco Rubio clearly stated after the successful Venezuela operation, this president just doesn't play games. On Truth Social, President Trump posted the following quote: "Any country doing business with the Islamic Republic of Iran will pay a tariff of 25% on any and all business being done with the USA. This order is final. It is conclusive. But new economic measures might be the least of the Mueller's problems. According to reports tonight, President Trump has been briefed on military options against Iran's radical government, and a new travel warning has now been issued by the U.S. State Department, urging all U.S. citizens to, quote, leave now. As the president's press secretary made clear, everything is on the table. Take a look.
What the Iranian regime is saying publicly is quite different from the messages they are sending to the United States and the Trump administration privately. President Trump, as for him, he has always expressed that diplomacy is the first option, always has been, always will be. However, he is unafraid to use the lethal force and might of the United States military if and when he deems that necessary. And nobody knows that better than the Iranian regime. The greatest leverage the regime had just several months ago was their nuclear program, which President Trump and the United States military totally obliterated through Operation Midnight Hammer. And so what President Trump will do next, only he knows, so the world will have to keep waiting and guessing, and we will let him decide. I'm certainly not going to broadcast any future options or decisions from the president.
Now, if you are a protester in Iran, if you have a satellite dish, if you have Starlink, thanks to Elon Musk, many are staying in touch with the free world, and you're somehow watching tonight, just know that this administration clearly is stating unequivocally they have your back.
Want even more Fox News on YouTube? Become a Fox News Patriot today. Click join to find out how.